Fuck you, Florida. Fuck you, Florida. We're on?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go! Fuck you, Florida!
Hey, calm down, bro.
Fuck you. Why? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck Florida. Fuck everybody. Fuck them all. I don't care what the fuck else happened. Florida got their ass beat by the LSU Tigers in Tiger Stadium. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the year. What happened before, what happens tomorrow. On today, I am going to enjoy this ass beating. Let's go. Chomp, chomp. Nothing. Fuck him. Mullen, you bum. You blew it. You blew it, Dan, again. 2 years in a row, double-digit favorites against the Tigers, and you blew it again. Fuck you, Florida. Fuck him. Let's go. Okay, sorry, I messed up the tradition. We need a toast.
Bro,
we need a toast. I'm very happy right now.
You do you.
I'm very happy right now.
Normally,
let's
the funniest
go,
part
dude.
of that
Let's
is
fucking
that
go.
Take him down a little bit and you gotta put me up and him down a little bit. Normally, like, you're all despondent and trying to wax poetic and shit, and I'm the one who lights the fuse, and today is the complete opposite. Like, everyone in this place right now is like, shut the fuck up. Who's the fat, bearded guy that's swearing and drinking a mojito?
I've been here since 11 a.m., and this is not a mojito.
Give me the fucking
This
torch.
is the drink of the day, the coconut margarita.
Give me the fucking lighter.
1,800 coconut, pineapple juice, and lime juice. And it tastes even better when mixed with them salty alligator tears. Motherfucker. Fuck them, dude. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, bruh, I like to win. I don't give a shit about anything else. I like to win, and I love beating Florida. I love it.
There were literally people – we're going to do our toast here in a sec. There are literally people who were like, hey, I'm so conflicted. I've never pulled against my Tigers.
No, get the fuck out of here.
But I don't want this to go. I'm like, hey, listen. What's going to happen is going to happen, right? Like, we all know there's that's fine. Like, this is why you never, ever cheer against your team, bro. Like, can you imagine being disappointed right now that as a double-digit underdog, you just beat the shit out of Dan Mullen?
2 years in a row!
Oh, my God, bro. The freaking moron that shows up in Star Wars and Darth Vader outfits at a press conference. Dude.
Let's fucking go, dude.
You just handed Florida their third loss of the year.
Best rushing
team.
Best rushing team in the nation. 8 yards a carry.
Bro, Ty Davis Price set the LSU single game rushing record.
Ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba.
Ty Davis Price set the single game rushing
record. What a weird fucking year. Who didn't see TDP setting the single game record today? So 36 carries. He ain't quit. Ty Davis Price ain't quit. 36 carries, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, 8 yards a carry, my friends. And the O-line actually kicked ass. And how about it? Somebody said in chat just a little bit ago, let's all give it up for the North Shore killer himself, Jack Mashburn, Mauler. The biggest difference in the LSU run game, along with a couple other factors that we will expound upon. But what a great job by Jack Mashburn.
We are totally talking about that.
Oh, the cigar tastes so much better after a Florida loss.
I'm trying to share all this shit out. Y'all do us a favor. If you're on Facebook, you know the drill. Like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, do all that stuff. YouTube, smash that like button. Do us a solid, smash the like button. We appreciate y'all for being with us here. Let's get these numbers up. We're going to get rolling. We're going to get them up. Get them up. Let's see. Let's share.
All right,
look, we're going to do our toast. Wait, we're going to do our toast. I'm getting all this shit shared out.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to fill the time. I can just keep yelling.
No. Here we go. All right, everybody, you know the drill. All right, ceremonial, open a whiskey and wine.
Yo,
what the fuck are you drinking?
It's a coconut margarita.
It's a coconut margarita, you stupid
Let's
asshole.
go.
All right, cheers. LSU beats Florida 49-42. Oh. It tastes like gator tears.
Oh, my
It tastes like gator tears. Is that what that tastes
God,
like?
It
tastes like gator tears.
So goddamn satisfying.
Do you know how much better this is than last week?
Oh, it's night and day, dude. Winning is fun. Winning football games is
so
fun.
good.
Especially when it comes at 11 a.m. Now we get to watch football with this wonderful afterglow for the rest of the day.
Should LSU move all their games to 11 a.m.?
We are the 11 a.m. juggernauts.
They're 2-0 at 11 a.m.?
You don't want to see LSU at 11 a.m.?
Let's play at 11 a.m., bro.
Run.
You get to get here at 11. You get to drink your mojitos or whatever the shit you're drinking.
I don't have to take care of my kids because I'm technically working. Let's go, 11 a.m. kickoff.
How was last week taking care of your kids, you stupid dick shit? Oh, my God.
Well, they were already asleep. So I was good to go. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, man.
All right. Thanks to everybody who's watching us. Like the page, share the post on Facebook. YouTube, smash the like button. T will monitor the YouTube chat. I'll keep an eye on Facebook. We appreciate y'all for being here. So LSU beats Florida 49-42.
Just like you drew it up.
In the highest scoring game in the history of the series.
Yep.
Ty Davis Price sets the LSU single game rushing record with 287 yards.
Tell him.
I don't know. So I forgot about this, but because they scrubbed Darius Geis from the record book.
Yeah.
I guess his record didn't stand, but his was 280. I think it might have been 285.
I think he would have beat it anyway.
So I think he would have beat it anyway because I think Geis's record was 285. So what a day for Ty Davis Price. I mean, there was someone in the first half. I want to read. Like I got to. It was a tweet. It was like, why does LSU insist on running the ball? I want to go find that tweet right now. Wait, Clay needs his torch.
Oh damn! I was trying to steal that bitch.
I was trying to steal it.
I think it was nice.
All right, where you want to start?
Okay. So okay. Calm down a little bit. That was just so exciting. I mean, I want to start with something that is not X's and O's.
You can turn him up now because now he's not yelling like an asshole.
I want to start with something that's not X's and O's. I want to start with the resolve shown by this team today. And that starts with someone like TDP. And actually, in that post-game press conference, you saw Coach O thank Andre Anthony in the players-only meeting, something that we a lot of times rolls our eyes at, and I get why. Like, players-only meeting have a bad track record.
When you have a players-only meeting, it's because shit is going really bad.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But the leadership displayed by guys like Andre Anthony, TDP, some of these upperclassmen O-linemen, right? You're Edinger balled out today, dude.
All right, you got to talk about that a little bit.
We can break down the O-line a little bit, but, like, just the resolve shown by these cats, both coming into the game, dealing with the negative news cycle, and then, Matt, think about the punches you were eating during this game. Like, a first half of momentum building was almost completely erased by the penalties that took away big plays at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Then you have the inexcusable Hail Mary, and all of a sudden – you're like, well, holy fuck, we're beating the shit out of them, and we're only up 8. I mean, with the brittle nature of where they were entering the game, it is shocking to me. They had so many opportunities to fold, and they just refused to. They refused to quit. And, yes, the defense ended up doing horribly in the second half, but how about that offense, dude? How about that offense? Every fucking time Florida punched, the LSU offense would counter punch. Just a fantastic. And then how about Damone Clark, a guy who, much like LSU, has been constantly derided over the last couple of years, and then he gets it, and then to make that play. I mean, he's been playing so well all year, and he's been getting better and better. And so to make that play in pass coverage, that pick to seal the game, just what a job by Clark. The defense making the play when they had to. And then, again, just the resolve shown top to bottom by this team to beat Florida as a double-digit dog for the second year in a row. That's that shit I like. That's that personal pride shit. That's that no more. That's you saying, I don't give a damn about any of the noise outside of the building. I ain't allowing it anymore. And that's exactly what this team did. And, man, look at that, dude. Now we're here. We're sitting here. We're dealing with a happy win. Okay, we got some super chats coming in. Van Lathan, our guy, Ringer.com, $100 super chat. Let's go. We don't quit in Baton Rouge. Is this team back, or is this just a good matchup?
No, they're – okay. All right. Oh, this audio's on. I was wondering what the hell I was hearing as a playback. My bad. Hang on. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Okay, so
So here's the thing. To that question in particular, because we can go into this game. I think there are big picture questions that we need to talk about, obviously. Future of the program stuff, even future this season. By the way, big shout out. We're here at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Let me do this first. Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center, our home for whiskey and wine. Thanks to them for hosting us. Shout out also to Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, the nation's leader in scale distributions. 29 offices in 11 different states. Amazing people. Our sponsors are tagged. If you're on YouTube, they're in the comment section below. And Relaxation Company.
Yeah, look, relaxationcompany.org. I got on the chest. I got the giant sign with me as well. Relaxationcompany.org. Go there today.
Is this upside down?
You want to get your body ready for holiday season? Matt, you ever heard of cryo slimming? Cryos freeze the fat off. With the Relaxation Company, up to $600 off. Just go over a consultation today. Shout out Relaxation Company, Pelican Point, and Gonzalez.
All right.
How about a super chat from Drew Goodrich? Well, okay, hold on. On is this team back?
Okay, let me do that real quick.
Well, actually, hold on. Let's get to Drew first because Van's comment's going to stick around. Drew's going to disappear. $5 super chat from Drew. Grantham, most overrated DC in college football. Mullen is not a good coach without an elite QB. Mediocre QB with mediocre weapons isn't it, Chief?
Okay, I think with Mullen is, let's be clear. On a day where Florida threw 4 interceptions, they put up 42 points and 488 yards of offense. On a day where they threw 4 interceptions.
Yep.
Dan Mullen's a really fucking good offensive coach. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's not get that twisted. All right, now, we could separate that. Is this team back?
Real quick, super chat from Cameron. He says neck rolls for everyone. Shout out Jack Mashford. Neck rolls
Piece
for everyone.
of fucking shit.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
I know what you were going to do. If we go back to the end of Auburn, just think about how different the whole thing feels. We talked about this after Auburn. If they had finished the Auburn game off like they really should have, you know what I mean? You have a very different feel going into Kentucky. Instead, it's the disappointment of blowing that. You go on the road into a hornet's nest, you get stung. All the negativity of back-to-back losses, then you're a double-digit home underdog to Florida. We all expected they would lose this game. They didn't. Now you can look in hindsight and say, man, if they just finished off the Auburn game. But the reason they didn't was some very poor coaching decisions. Those things aren't remedied, aren't completely resolved by this. But like we talked about after they lost to UCLA, teams are allowed to get better. They're allowed to improve over the course of the season. And my feeling on this team was they would win 2 more games. I figured they'd steal an SEC game somewhere. I thought it would be Arkansas or A&M. I did not think it would be this one.
Ting, ting.
And they would beat ULM. So is it possible that they get another one after this? Sure.
Absolutely.
They play well enough. They improve their running game. The flip side of it is you very clearly have an issue in that you allowed 488 yards and 42 points.
Yeah.
Winning mass deficiencies. I've said that for years. It's a phrase that I go to a lot, but it's true. Like, we're all elated. It was an incredible win. But just answering the question, like, you have some glaring holes and weaknesses and issues, but a shorthanded team as a double-digit home underdog with tons of adversity beat Florida in Baton Rouge today, and that's awesome. And you should fucking love that and revel in this, like, pour it all over yourself and smother yourself in it and just, like, enjoy the hell out of this moment.
This 2-year sequence will go down in LSU history, at least to, like, us, right? Like, the LSU fans that give a shit and are watching Whiskey and Wine and, like, really care about this shit, right? Like, actually like watching the LSU Tigers year in and year out. We will always remember the 2 years in a row where you entered the Florida game with as much negative momentum as it is almost possible for a team to have. I mean, the amount of injuries out for the year, the news cycle, the form that you entered the game in 2 years in a row, you had no goddamn business beating this team. And yet you gone and did it 2 years in a row. Keaton Berry and $5 super chat. Damone Clark and TDP totally vindicated themselves and give Brad Davis credit. They look brand new, and then in all caps, Mashburn.
So that was one of my things to talk about is that undeniably we saw I don't even know if we saw Cole Taylor today. He was probably in at some point, but we saw Jack Besh and we saw Jack Mashburn. And Mashburn is basically a glorified H-back, fullback. Like, he's listed as a tight end. They did throw him a pass today.
And he did well with it. And he did well with it,
caught the
at
ball.
least. And he broke a tackle. Like, he got like a 5-yard gain or something.
I think he might have converted a first down on that play. I can go check it. But anyway, he's not going to be a receiving threat, let's be clear.
No, but at least
what
you
needed,
like a little bit of honesty
what
with
it showed you is it gave you an extra blocker.
Yes,
It
it really reinforces just how poor Cole Taylor's run blocking has been, because this is 2 games in a row. Now, it's not all Mashburn, Matt. I see, when I look at the improved running game, I see 3 factors, okay? Mashburn's a huge piece.
His reception was on a first down.
Okay, nice. So I see Mashburn as a huge piece, obviously. I think the second piece is a continued chemistry between the O-line, right? This is the first time in a while where, how many weeks in a row now have they had a fully healthy O-line? 3?
No, last week was the first time they had Wire back.
Oh, was it really? Okay. So either way, this is so.
I think they had
The point is,
maybe they had Cam Wire available against Auburn.
That's what I'm
they had
saying.
him against Auburn.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So this is 2 weeks in a row now where you have had an O-line that is fully available. You're starting to figure out rotation. Anthony Bradford's playing well at left tackle. Shout out Marlon Martinez. He rotated for Chase and Hines. And I feel like Martinez was actually in the more successful drives. I'll have to check that on film. But I think so. Okay, so I think it's Jack Mashburn. I think it's a gelling of the O-line. And then what have we been talking about all year? This team sucks at blocking zone. They're okay at blocking gap scheme. All they did was gap scheme today, and they gap scheme the fuck out of Florida. And
tell people what that means.
So it's just a different blocking style, right? So. In gap scheme, what it is you're pulling a lot of guys, you're blocking back on a lot of guys. So instead of reading it as much, you're kind of allowing your O-lineman some angles. And while zone is a little more amorphous to where it can kind of adapt to what the defense is doing because it's a little more read heavy, you generally know this is my guy on gap schemes. And for this O-line, giving them the angles, because they don't get great push, right? To be a great zone team, you need to get push to the point of attack. This team needs to kind of hit you from the side, be a little more crafty. And, bro, Bradford on the touchdown to make it 42-35 on the pull looked excellent. And so those are the 3 elements. Mashburn, a further understanding from Jake Peets of how to call this running game, and then a further chemistry and coherence and growth from this offensive line.
Bo Brown, Buddy Bond, Danton Brown, what's up, y'all? Frank Beverly, Gwen Ensminger, Jeremy Averill, Brandon LeBlanc. We appreciate y'all for watching. Bennett Herod.
I just missed a $5 chat. My bad. Here's
Marcus Collins, Stephen Beach.
Jeremy
up,
WC says Florida couldn't stop the counter. Door dashing in Oklahoma with an LSU sticker going to be hyped all night. Fuck yeah, dude. Hold it down, Jeremy.
Okay, so let's go through just a little bit of the game. You want to monitor chat, and we'll go through the game. So LSU got the ball to start. They got a first down. First play of the game, Bradford went down hurt. And we're all like,
I was like, oh, here we go. Dude. Here we fucking go.
Like the beginning of the game had that feeling, and then they convert a first down on the first down. So they run a couple of plays. They throw the screen to Besh on the rollout, get a first down. On the next play, went to the slant to Besh, and Max threw it like 5 yards behind him.
So I want to talk about Max's inaccuracy tonight, and especially early on. My old man has always said this with quarterback play. He didn't give a fuck if it was like soaking wet. He didn't give a fuck if it was freezing, snowing, whatever. Wind is the real enemy. And we have something I'm not too familiar with. We have something called a cold front moving through right now. And so it created a little bit of wind, and I think Max really struggled. Like, Max's accuracy is not his strong suit. So then when you throw that in, obviously that's going to make it tough. And you felt that early on. I mean, I think this is where you're going with that, Matt. Like, out the gate, it looked like Florida was maybe about to roll up LSU. Like, the first couple of tilts did not look great. Even though the defense had the nice stand early on, but it felt a little worrisome out the gate.
So there were a couple of really pivotal moments in the game. Florida's first possession, they went 3 and out. Mason Smith got the big sack.
Yeah, that was a big sack. That was awesome. But that was after the offense kind of fizzled or whatever.
Then LSU gets the ball, and they go 3 and out. Looked really bad. Florida got the ball and just boom, boom, boom. And at that point, if you remember, they threw the ball down the field. They went. It was 1, 2, 3. It was where they ran the throwback to Emory Jones. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 4 plays. Boom, 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 and they're in the red zone. and then 2 running plays there in the end zone. They missed, or Neil Farrell blocked the PAT,
Yeah.
which proved to be, well, I guess it didn't matter late.
But shout out Neil Farrell. I know it was a bad day for defense, but Neil Farrell's done really well all year long. He's been a shining player all year long.
They go, so they're up 6-0. LSU gets the ball, go 3-0. That's when Max missed John Joey Kirkland deep. He underthrew the deep ball again. And this was the point of the game where I'm like, shit. Because they're up 6-0. You underthrow the deep ball to Kirkland, which would have been a touchdown. They put Richardson in the game and go 3-and-out. And at that moment, I'm going, and then LSU followed with a 13-play touchdown drive. And I'm going, fucking Dan Mullen, bro. Like, we saw this 2 years ago in Tiger Stadium where he kept putting Emory Jones in the game.
Yeah.
Kyle Trask is rolling, and Jones throws an interception to Stingley in the end zone. And you're like, why the fuck does he keep putting Emory Jones in the game? And he bit himself today, I think, with the quarterback rotation. Now, Richardson got hot in the second half, which we'll talk about. But in that moment, Emory Jones had found something. The defense for Florida gets a 3-and-out. They get the ball back. He puts Richardson in, and Richardson goes, they go run, punt. And, and so LSU gets the ball, and then 13-play touchdown drive. And then, boom, LSU's ahead. And it was like, at that point, game on. LSU forced a 3-and-out, and then LSU gets the ball back. And that's when and this is the other thing we got to talk about. And people may not care because they won the game, and I get it, it's fun. But LSU was number 3 in the country coming into this game with fewest penalties. They were And then they had 3 penalties in the first half that wiped out the 71-yard touchdown, a 49-yard play, and a 7-yard play.
The holding on the touchdown,
24-yard run.
I'm biased on multiple fronts because I love O-line and I like LSU, so I was a little salty about that, but I could see the holding on the touchdown. The holding on the long run was some ticky-tack bullshit. When they called holding on Jeray Jenkins, I hated that call. I did not agree with that at all. He did not really hold him up. Granted, maybe his hands were a little outside the framework, but that shit happens all the time.
I was okay with the holding on the touchdown. I'm with you on the Jenkins. And then the other one on,
just a
on
horrible
the Brian,
mental error.
That was Brian Thomas.
He covered him up.
He was covered up, yeah.
You can't – that is
one of them had to be off the line of scrimmage.
Yes, and so that's just an inexcusable mental error, right? And so that's when it felt horrible, right? Because you had all those big plays taken away from penalties, including one that's entirely preventable, like the lining up off, and then you give up the Hail Mary.
Wait, real quick, because we missed a huge sequence in the game, which was it's 7-6. So you go ahead, you get the stop, you get the ball back, you look like you score on the 71-yarder, it comes back for penalty, and you're like, shit. You give them the ball back. That's when you got the Baskerville interception.
Yep.
Cordell Flott had a beautiful play to tip the ball. Flott has been so good.
Cordell Flott continues to ball, bro.
I mean, Cordell Flott, he's gone after this year, bro. He's going to the NFL. I mean, he has had an incredible year playing both nickel and today played outside. Cordell Flott has just been awesome. Like as maligned as he was coming into this year, because so many teams picked on him because you looked at Stingley or Ricks and it was like, I'm going to throw it 25. Or 2 years ago when it was Christian Fulton, they just threw it Flott. And he has just kept getting better, and he's been awesome, man. So Flott got the tip. Baskerville got the pick. One play, 28 yards to Jenkins, and that was a great pass, too, by Max on the touchdown.
And let's talk about it, because if you're a double-digit dog, Mac, and you're coming in and you're kind of in a weakened state like LSU is, how do you pull off upsets?
Turnover, short field, yeah.
Well, but you maximize your opportunity, right? And LSU didn't settle for field goals. They made both those interceptions, had great returns that set them up nicely, but they essentially made it 3 pick sixes on the night. Like they maximized their opportunity at every turn. So that's how you survive giving up the Hail Mary right before half. That's how you survive all the punches that Florida was landing late, is because when opportunity presented itself, you left very little on the field tonight.
So Jones throws
By the way,
pick.
give them likes up. We're at 1,500 viewers, not even 500 likes. Give them likes up. Like it.
Smash the like button. So Jones or Baskerville gets the pick.
Wait, did
Jenkins
Florida have
scores.
0 penalties?
The next play was Jay Ward's pick.
Yep.
This is the first time since 2011, John Brantley, that Florida threw interceptions on back-to-back plays. LSU returns it all the way back to the Florida 21.
I wonder when the last time
they score. It's 21-6.
I wonder when the last time 2 different quarterbacks have thrown back-to-back play interceptions, like switching up like
Florida
that.
had no penalties, no accepted penalties in the game.
Wow.
Because I think there was a Florida penalty. Nah, maybe LSU. Maybe they didn't have a penalty, an accepted penalty. Well, they did not have an accepted penalty. I'm trying to see. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so LSU's up 21-6, and now you're feeling awesome. Ojulari gets the big sack.
Yep.
They punt. LSU gets the ball. Drive it a little bit. You had a holding on the 24-yard run at that point. You had the ineligible cover-up on Brian Thomas, which negated the 49-yarder.
And that's what felt so disappointing because it looked like you were going to add to that lead before half. Because if anything, you were going to be in Cade York range.
Yeah, you're up 21-6. Looks like you're not. You punt. And you know what? You kind of have to credit Dan Mullen because the way he managed that with his timeouts to get the ball back at the end of the half. And LSU had an incomplete pass on third down, by the way. LSU could have run the ball again, bled that last time out. But they decided to throw for the first down, which I'm fine with, by the way. I'm fine with trying to go for the first down. I'm totally fine with it. But it was incomplete, basically gave them another timeout. They got the ball. And Ed used his last timeout, obviously, or his last challenge on the Hail Mary touchdown. So they didn't have a challenge the second half, not that it mattered. But then they got
coaches' challenges in college is like they never really
they're going to review it
anyway.
They're going to review it anyway. And then the Hail Mary, you just kind of have to look and say, man, you had three defenders bracketed around Copeland.
Well, here's my problem, Matt. On that play, you don't need to play the receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a punt. You play where the ball is going to go. So they're blanketing Copeland, but the problem is they're getting sucked into a place where the ball's not actually going, right? Like, they were, like, trying to guard him, whereas if you play the ball there, you'll all end up in the same place anyway.
Right.
So, like, keep tabs on Copeland. So, horrible technique, but that is one of those mistakes, Matt. I bet you those guys never do that again.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you, like, never again. And then Jay Ward not knocking it down was inexcusable, obviously.
Jay Ward is like doing this.
Yeah, like, you don't need a pick.
It's like, you don't need a pick, bro. Like, just knock the ball on the ground, bro.
Yeah, and then, and you know, it's funny, Dwight was one of the guys that was playing the receiver, which he should not have been. So what a response by McLaughlin to start the second half and basically erase that mistake. I'm not saying, like, you could say mitigate, erase, but on balance, that pick six from McLaughlin really did essentially make up for the Hail Mary.
All right, so they go to half. It's LSU 28-13. Should have been 28-6, and you're feeling like really good at 28-6, right? I mean, you're like just feeling incredible. No, I'm sorry.
No, it should have been 21-6.
Sorry.
Arguably
21-6. You're feeling great. Up 2 scores. Florida's getting the ball started second. So you give up the Hail Mary. It's 28-13. They get the ball. And third play of the second half, Dwight McLaughlin comes up with a pick. So it essentially
pick six
eliminated. Yeah, I mean
that's what I'm saying.
It essentially wiped out the
evened it out from a
momentum
momentum standpoint, from a score standpoint, even from like a possession standpoint, right? Because it didn't matter that they started the second half of the ball. It didn't matter because Florida, because of the Hail Mary, Florida had the golden opportunity of the double up where you score, get the ball, like have and go back, score again. LSU erased it all. Ball, let's play.
Real quick, some people are asking, because we were talking about Tyvis Price having the record, Andrew Hines. They scrubbed Darius Geis from the record book. That's why Geis's record doesn't stand. So if you remember, Ali Broussard had it forever, and then Fournette beat it, and then Geis beat it, right? Fournette broke it, and then Geis broke it.
Yeah.
And so, but Geis is no longer stands.
Was Ali Broussard's the Ole Miss game back in the day?
Was I think 256 against Ole Miss.
Yeah. When they beat 17-13 in Oxford, maybe. Yeah.
04?
Or no, I don't know, but yes.
I think it was Ali Broussard against Ole Miss in 04 with like 256. Then Fournette beat it, and then Geis beat it, and then now Geis is scrubbed. So. Was there another one? I feel like there was another one. No, maybe Fournette was in the 270, and then Geis had like 285 against A&M.
Yeah, Geis had the year when Insminger took over as the interim, and they just started going off. He torched everybody, ran across. But TDP, I mean, he broke it all tonight, didn't he? Even without scrubbing the record.
Without scrubbing the record,
which makes me feel kind of good about it because now you have.
For sure.
Yeah, now you have
good
the record.
for him.
Here, we got 3 super chats. A screenshot I want to get to. Peyton MC. Florida held Bama to under 100 yards rushing.
It's crazy.
What? From Paris Scott, why can't we blitz? Why can't we make defensive adjustments in the second? I'm not going to sit here and defend the strategy because of how the second half looked, but they were very clearly, Matt, saying we're going to make you beat us throwing the ball. Like, we're going to play coverage. We're going to, like, even when they were pass rushing, it was a very measured pass rush, right? It was not get upfield at all costs. They were trying to always watch against the Emory or Richardson scramble. So I think they just chose a more conservative bent there. Jeb Whitley, is Max going to be a good quarterback? Is he shell-shocked from the O-line play earlier? Do you feel like he's progressing?
I don't – listen, I don't – here's what I'll say about Max Johnson. Like, I don't look at Max Johnson and see a skill set right now as a 20-year-old that looks like an NFL quarterback. But that's okay. You can be a great college quarterback and not be a great NFL quarterback. Like, that's allowed. I mean, look at a guy like Aaron Murray. Aaron Murray, his time at Georgia ended with him being the winningest quarterback ever in the SEC.
Well, and he has like every SEC passing record.
Like, he was a great college quarterback, didn't make it in the pros. That's okay. Like, I don't need you to be a great pro. I just need you to be able to win games at LSU. And I think Max can do that. He struggles with accuracy. He definitely struggles with the deep ball. But I think mostly makes good decisions. And, look, for the bulk of the season, he's not had a running game. Today, he had a running game.
Yeah.
And he's also, by the way, without his best offensive weapon. And they really haven't had a legitimate tight end option.
The running game is also such a great point, though.
Yeah,
because, like, for the first time you saw him have a – I mean, do you want me to ever say nice things to you? Like, this just makes me want to shit in your mouth instead of being nice to you. Anyway, of course, though, like – yes, what a relief off of Max's shoulders. I mean, look at the fourth quarter, Matt. The 4th and 1 touchdown pass was the first throw of the fourth quarter. They ran the ball 15 times in a row before that. Max probably felt like he was in nirvana for once he finally got to chill a little bit. And
Ty Davis-Price ran the ball in the first play of the fourth quarter.
No, that's what I'm saying. They ran the ball 15 times in a row to start the fourth, and then Max threw the fourth.
Oh,
that was
got
the
it.
first
Got
pass.
it. The touchdown.
That was the first pass.
The fourth down.
Quarter. Yes,
the fourth down touchdown. Yeah.
Let's talk about the 4th and 1 play design, bro. That shit was good. We have been hating on LSU's 4th down mechanics, and objectively, it's not hating. It's terrible. They've been terrible, right?
You're being honest about it, yeah.
Yes, exactly, right. Well, that was great by Pete's. They had a call ready to go, and it was a great play design. Play action, which helps because the run's hidden. Then they fake the boot, only to have Jure leak out the backside. It's a tough footwork for Max. He has to fake the boot. Then he has to turn his back to the play.
It looked awkward. He looked like he was in trouble.
Well, but that is how it's designed to go.
Yeah.
That is how it's designed to go. It felt weird, but it worked to perfection. I mean, Mullen had a lot of very crafty plays today. That was a crafty one from Pete's. When do you want to talk about the O-line, dude?
Cedric Hampton said the Southern Lab boys, Ty Davis-Price, Damone Clark, stood out today. I thought Ty Davis-Price ran hard. It was awesome. He had more yards today than he had 6 games combined. Like, I mean, the first 6 games of the season. It's incredible.
What's he done in the last 2 weeks now?
Look, this is an outlier, obviously. It was the best single game rushing performance in LSU history. It was incredible. Like, I don't expect this again. You'd have to break the single game record, but can he consistently be a good SEC running back with this offensive line for the next 5 games?
It'll be interesting to see how teams start to approach LSU, because now it seems like maybe you do have to play both phases of the offensive attack, right? Like, Florida still today was struggling. Somebody's asking me, Stephen Presley, my guy, says, T-Bob, Stephen, what's up? T-Bob, how did Grantham not have an answer to counter trap? I'm going to have to watch film to have a great answer to this. But to me, Florida looked like a team that planned to play an LSU team that could not run the ball at all.
Yeah.
And thought that I think they felt like they could prioritize pass coverage, but they would still win the battles in the box, and they would be able to win on the ground, and they just couldn't win those battles in the box. And it didn't feel like Grantham ever adjusted. It felt like he remained afraid of getting beat deep on some sort of play action or something. TDP ran hard and broke tackles. But, dude, the O-line, bro, Ed Ingram looked like Ed Ingram. Did you see, was that, what play was it? Oh, I think it was one of the touchdowns. I mean, he caught a body pulling around. I mean, Ed Ingram.
He looked awesome today.
He kicked ass today. Anthony Bradford continued to do well, left tackle. Like I said, Marlon Martinez was nice. Liam Shanahan, the gap scheme helps him. It gives him angles on those nose guards. He doesn't have to do a lot of head-up, one-on-one blocking. And so, the entire O-line just showed out today. In fact, Max Johnson, according to Jay Clem in the chat, Max Johnson just tweeted, "Don't say a single word about our O-line."
So a lot of people are asking about Ogeron, his future, all that stuff. We will get to that, I promise. We'll get to that. We're not going to avoid that, obviously. I mean, we're 20 minutes into this or whatever we are. We probably should have addressed it, but we'll get to that. But I would tell you one more thing on the game. There was a couple of moments in the game where I felt like, fuck. Like where it felt like that was the moment that was going to swing it.
There were a lot of them.
And LSU every time had the answer.
Yep.
Like we talked about in the first half, where you know the 71-yard touchdown callback, and then you come back and you get the interception, the flot tip. In the second half, like the Hail Mary, you're like, fuck. And then LSU comes right out McLaughlin, pick six. The next drive was when Radarius Jones got the unsportsmanlike conduct. And everyone in here was saying it. Everyone here at Don Juan was like, because you're up 28-13, the unsportsmanlike conduct, and then they go and score, and now it's a one-score game again, and they get the 2-point conversion, so it's 28-21.
And then LSU went out on offense, right?
And no. But after, that's my point. LSU came right back, 3-play touchdown drive. TDP had the 40-yard touchdown.
Okay.
Every single time Florida hit LSU.
Wait, they made it 35-21?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they threw the pass to Thomas, they threw a pass to Neighbors, and then Ty Davis-Price had a 40-yard run.
Yeah.
3-play touchdown drive. Boom, boom, boom. Right, like every time Florida looked like they were even when they tied it, but when they tied it 35, LSU came right back with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 10-yard touchdown drive. Ty Davis-Price's 25-yard touchdown run, and they converted 3rd and 5 with a run from Ty. You said that. 3rd and 5, they ran the ball on 3rd and 5.
But not just once, 3 times. I might have missed one. They converted a 3rd and 6 and 2 3rd and 5s.
On that drive, it was 2 third downs.
Okay, so on that drive, there was 2 third downs, but in the game, they had a 3rd and 6 either in the first half or early second half. 3 different times I remember off the top of my head, they had 3rd and 5 or above. They ran the ball, and they converted it, dude. I mean, it's – with the context of how LSU played this year, to call run plays in that situation took some balls, dude, and I mean, and it paid off.
Oh, it was on LSU's first touchdown drive.
Oh, it was on the touchdown drive.
They had a 3rd and 6, and he ran for 12 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they took their deep shot on first down, and he missed the deep shot.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, there was
a
trust in the
good job, T-Bob.
There was a
really, really good job.
Thank you, Matt. That's very kind.
Very astute, very observant, very talented. Not really.
Well, thank you for all of that, except for the whisper at the end. See, that's how you take a compliment, by the way. Yeah, I mean, look, man, it's – God damn, I'm just so happy Florida lost. Ronald Bard says okay, so Ronald Barnes, this is a little interesting, Matt, because, some of the conversation will always shift towards the future. And like we said, in a year like this year where championships and everything is online, you enjoy the football, but you're also looking for pieces that you feel excited about going forward. This is the first time where the future of the O-line feels like it has a pulse. You still got to make moves. You still got to add to this group. But Dellinger played well. Anthony Bradford played well. Marlon and Ronald Barnes pointed this out. He says Dellinger, Bradford, and Mar Martinez played really well today. Hopefully the young guys are growing up a little bit. Yeah, and I think you saw that. I think you saw that, and it lets you know that, okay, you got some players that now you can build upon going into next year. Like, you got some guys that you feel like can get legitimate SEC minutes and be successful.
I think next year, I mean, this was my sort of take all throughout the summer, that this was never going to be a championship team. There's too many, even before the injuries. There were too many deficiencies. I mean, Vegas had this team's over-under at 7.5. They're basically saying you're going to be 7-5, 8-4. And that's, I mean, I don't think they get there. I think with this win, they got a great shot to get to 6-6 to get to a bowl. Yeah. But I think when you look at the guys that are sophomores on this team that'll be juniors next year, you have an incredible, talented core. The freshmen are getting a ton of playing time this year, and you supplement with a class and with transfers. I think next year
you can
be a contender.
Well, it's like I went into a deep Mel Tucker and Michigan State hole a couple nights ago. A couple articles just really started to, tickle my fancy, and it is fascinating how quickly Mel Tucker made over the Michigan State Spartans through the transfer portal.
Absolutely.
I mean, 26 guys left. He brought 15 in. I mean, Kenneth Walker came from Wake Forest. He's now a Heisman candidate. They starting left tackle came from Arkansas State, and he's balling. So, the answers are out there. The transfer portal truly is free agency. So, you can improve markedly in a way that was never available before now, and especially now with the 25 class thing where you can
sign seven.
Yes,
seven
you can sign up to 7.
You can sign 32 players this year.
Yes, exactly.
You can sign 25 high schoolers and 7 freshmen, and whatever new coach comes in, because they are still going to replace Ed Ogeron even after today. I don't want to I don't. Everyone's asking. I don't want to be like the poo-pooer, but everyone wants to talk. But just for this point, any new coach that comes in can look at the roster and
there's strengths.
Cut people from the roster and find transfer for sure. But
absolutely, dude. I mean, look, while positionally the class rankings don't always tell the whole story, right? Because we know that the O-line recruiting's been weak and whatnot, but like you still have been top 5 every year.
LSU
and it's not to say that's the
super
end-all be-all,
talented.
but you still have a great core.
LSU is super talented in the secondary and at receiver. That's where the bulk of their pros are right now. There are guys on the defensive line that are going to play in the pros, no doubt. The offensive line is a weakness, and you need Max Johnson to get better year to year as a junior, no doubt. Real quick, because someone earlier did mention about Ty Davis Price and about Damone Clark, I want to give Damone Clark a huge shout-out.
Yes.
Coming into today, Damone Clark was 3rd in the country in tackles.
Yeah.
He has double the amount of tackles than the next closest player behind him at LSU, which is Micah Baskerville.
How many do you have today?
That's what I'm looking up right now. But
he was averaging 11, Matt. He had pushed his average to 11 tackles a game.
He's not going to set the LSU record because the record that stood since like 82 is like never going to be touched. But Damone had 11 today, 7 solo.
So he hit his mark.
But here's the thing about Damone Clark, okay? Damone Clark, before this season, was a 3rd down linebacker in the NFL because Damone Clark can run sideline to sideline.
Yeah, he was too passive on the run game coming into this year.
That was his big problem. If you're going to be a 3-down linebacker in the NFL, think DeMario Davis. Big physical dude that can defend the run between the tackles, but you need him to cover a back or a tight end on 3rd down. He can do that too because he's athletic enough. It's rare to find those guys that have the instinct to play inside and the athleticism to get outside. Damone Clark had one of those, not the other. Like Jacob Phillips, by contrast, could play inside, struggle to run sideline to sideline. Patrick Queen's a guy that could do both. Yep. That's why Patrick Queen was a first-round pick and rookie, defensive rookie of the year, all that shit. Clark is doing what you hope a guy does as he develops in his career, which is get better. And man, like he has gone from maybe like late day 3 pick to a day 2 pick. Like he's a top 100 pick in the NFL right now. I don't know how you ignore the job he's done.
You know what you're finally seeing? You're finally seeing him translate his like freakish athletic ability, which is what the coaches always talked about, right? We always heard about it, but he never translated that speed and mass into on the field violence. Now you're starting to see that on the field violence. And then when he does it in coverage like that, are you kidding me? That was a nice pick. I mean, he breaks off. I'd have to rewatch him, but like that was hugely athletic. And so, yeah, man, Damone,
dude,
and especially after last year, where I fucking ripped Damone Clark every single week for the most passive linebacker play I've ever seen. Now, granted, Bo Pelini was not a good linebackers coach. The defense was a disaster, and Blake Baker's done a much better job with him. But to see that level of personal growth and improvement, I mean, how could you not be happy and excited for Damone Clark? And now you're finally seeing why they gave him number 18. Why they talk so positively about him. Because when he plays like this, he can be the 3rd highest tackler in the country.
By the way, Frank Beverly said, do you guys realize Jeray Jenkins scored 3 touchdowns today, right?
That's right.
By the way, when you have 4 picks, you score 49 points, you win as a double-digit underdog, a guy sets the single-game school rushing record, like, Jeray Jenkins having 3 touchdowns kind of just gets buried a little bit, like unintentionally, but it kind of does.
Well, it's because it was like 3 touchdowns on 4 targets.
Yeah, dude.
So it wasn't like he was like TDP where every single play he's making plays. It's just that every now and then Jeray came up huge. And, I mean, credit to him, dude. 3 touchdowns. Okay, a couple super chats. Do you think the players played so hard for Coach O or in spite of Coach O? Donovan Rillen asked that. I mean, look. It's impossible to answer that not being in the locker room, so I can't tell you why they played so hard. The important thing to me is that they played hard. It's that they showed pride. It's that they came out there and they were like, fuck this. I don't care that nobody's in the stadium. I don't care that everybody thinks we're going to lose. I don't care that our record sucks or we're supposed to suck. You know what they said? They said, we want to beat fucking Florida, and they did it. Fuck you, Florida. Fuck you, Florida.
Our friend Rivers.
2 years in a row, double-digit dogs, and you got your ass beat in the swamp, and you got your ass beat in Death Valley. Ooh, and now everybody's talking about firing Dan Mullen on the Gainesville News Cycle, which you gotta love. You gotta love it. We are the drowning man dragging you down with us. Okay, I'm trying to stay above the water. I'll bring your fucking ass to the depths with me.
Our friend Rivers Huey said T-Bob looks like a ghost. Is there a light on y'all? Like, I just look like in all white, and with that light on, you do kind of look like a ghost.
It's because I have ascended to the holy realm of beating Florida on a college football Saturday.
Look at that.
I'm a football angel.
All right,
we go, Georgia.
Do you want to talk? Sorry, Georgia just scored.
Oh, okay, one more super chat. Congrats, LSU. This is from Farm Data. Congrats, LSU. I fucking hate Mullen, and LSU's number 2 in my fam in Prairieville. War damn LSU. Okay, so an Auburn fan hitching his wagon for this week. We'll take it. Welcome, Farm Data. Thanks for the super chat.
Okay.
Hit the like button, everybody. 1,500 people in here, 600 likes.
Smash the like button on YouTube. Thank you so much. On Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Big thanks to Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center, our home for whiskey and wine. The cigar bar itself is a great spot to come hang. I mean, I think you're really enjoying being. You didn't come here before this, Dad. You been here before?
No.
This is an amazing place.
I knew about the shop. I never knew about the bar.
So next door is the retail shop, and this is the bar where we're in one of these bays which are partitioned off. You have your own TV, comfortable furniture. There's 3 of these. There's a big TV over the fireplace. There's 2 big TVs above the bar. You can see all the top shelf liquor. They have draft beer. You can buy a premium cigar. It's a great spot to come watch a game, to just relax on an afternoon whenever you come in here. It's a great spot. So thanks to Don Juan Cigar Bar. Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com since 1947. Louisiana business, born in New Orleans, 29 offices in 11 different states, and they are hiring as well. So Michelli.com to learn more, and the Relaxation Company.
The Relaxation Company.
Are you going to get the big
.org. TheRelaxationCompany.org. You already know the biggest sign in the game for the biggest and best massage deals in the game. Pelican Point in Gonzales.
Dude, you just said massage.
Did
you fix your?
I tried, but people still say.
No, you just said massage.
Okay, fuck yeah.
You didn't say massage.
The best massage joint
in
the state, Gonzales, Louisiana. Pelican Point. Look, check it out right now. They got a new cryo machine. You can literally take inches off of your waist, and huge special right now. You get up to $600 off. Just set up a consult on TheRelaxationCompany.org. Huge thank you.
All right. Do you want to talk Ogeron's future right now?
One more super chat from Peyton Prestwood.
I've said that to you like 4 times now, and you keep saying one more super chat.
Well, they keep rolling in, boys. The people are fired up. How do we feel about Sage Ryan's play today? And did we see any Mike Jones? Why isn't he playing?
I think the answer is the reason is pretty obvious on Mike Jones. Like, Mike Jones came to LSU because he had been an overhang linebacker at Clemson, sort of the Isaiah Simmons role, and he wanted the opportunity to play inside. Well, look at what Damone Clark and Micah Baskerville are doing.
Yeah.
You can't justify taking them off the field to put Mike Jones on the field to try to learn to be an inside backer. That's not what he is. Like, he's a guy that is probably going to be either a hybrid linebacker safety at the next level or a third down linebacker. That's what he's going to be.
And then on Sage Ryan,
what'd you think?
Well, it felt like he was playing well early on, but then did he get benched? I'm going to have to watch the film and see, because Will did say, so my boy, LSU All-American, Willie Big Snackwell was here today. And
did they leave? He's still here.
He's still here. But he was saying that he thought that Sage Ryan looked a little lost. So I'm going to have to go watch the film a little bit.
Bro, listen, man.
Which is understandable.
Okay, I obviously didn't play in the SEC, but I've watched enough of this and covered it long enough and talked to enough guys to know, like, that is a really, really, really tough ask to say, hey, you played high school football at Lafayette Christian, which is a great program, by the way, but, like, you're still not playing the highest level of competition week in, week out. You missed the first 6 weeks of the season, and boom, go play the Florida Gators. Like, that's a tough ask.
Yeah.
And he looked a step slow today. He's a little smaller than I thought. I guess I didn't know what I thought. But he's a little smaller than I thought. I don't know. But like, I never saw him play in high school or whatever. So, like, you know, this was normally – and I don't get to go to practice because practice is when AFR is on, so I never get to see the guys out there. So this is really my first time watching him run around. I think – you know how people say, like, oh, the game slows down? It's just like anything in life. The more you do something, the more comfortable you get, the more confident
I don't
you get,
think
the faster you play.
Sage didn't get the taunting penalty, right?
No, the taunting penalty was Radarius Jones.
Okay, yeah.
Radarius Jones had the beautiful play on the sideline and then taunted the player after the PBU.
Yeah. So wait, sorry, I interrupted you because you were talking about growth and just
No,
reps
I
and
just
how you
think
get
like
better.
next week will be better, and then the next week will be better, and it's just one of those progression things. I mean, I don't know how you expect game one. He's just going to be.
This is great from Paul Batts.
Okay.
The all-time LSU.
Shout out Paul Batts.
The all-time LSU-Florida series is now. Oh shit! I thought it was LSU leading, but it's
33, 32, and
3. 33, 32, and 3.
I couldn't believe it was that close.
One game,
I couldn't believe it was that close because
that's fucking crazy.
the Spurrier era was so one-sided, where LSU didn't beat Florida. I mean,
for years and years.
I
and
mean,
years.
97 was the one time they beat in Spurrier's 12 years or whatever he was the head coach. The only time they beat him was in 97, so it got one-sided. But, I mean, look, LSU's had a lot of success, man. Even not great, like 2014 LSU, won in the swamp. 2017 LSU, won in the swamp. Last year, when you were a 23-point, you won in the swamp. Like,
yeah.
LSU's managed to win a lot of games in this
series.
series.
The modern, it's been a weird thing.
It's
been a weird thing. Jeremy WC with the Super Chat says, heard there's a players-only meeting this week, probably something to do with how they played today. Normally players-only meetings are disasters, but shout out to the leadership from an injured Andre Anthony.
Yeah.
Still leading that room and saying, we ain't putting up with this bullshit. And then Matt Smith says, y'all talk about the fourth and goal call, but can we also give Pete some credit for the third down where TDP came out and they still ran the ball for first down? That's right, it was Josh Williams. Your fucking boy! Put some respect on his name!
There was also a play.
On a day when TDP set the record, they subbed him out for Josh Williams on third down, and he got it.
There was also a play in the first half, and I did chart it, bro. Like, and man, see, this is what I hate, bro. Like,
you hate Josh Williams?
No, come on, bro. Like, if there's anybody who goes to great lengths to never shit on a college player, it's me. Like, you get to know these players, you understand that they're still young people playing basically because they love the game.
Yeah,
and then there's a kid like that's a walk-on who worked hard to get an opportunity to be on the field. It's just obvious that everybody you have at that position is better than him. But they're giving him a chance, and I get it, and whatever. I was glad he had that run. I was glad he had that run. I was absolutely glad he had that run.
Well, and it is to Matt Smith's point, it's a good play call because you're not expecting him to hand it to Josh Williams on 3rd and 5.
Do you know last week when you were talking about Liam Shanahan? And how Liam's had a tough year.
Yeah. It's not really his fault, right?
But
like
it's
we
not
talked
his
about.
fault,
like
man.
he's maximizing his physical
He's what
talents.
he is physical. That's the same with Josh. Like,
yeah.
It's not a knock. It's not a criticism. Like, he's playing his ass off and he's getting an opportunity to play and he's to start. There's a reason he wasn't a scholarship running back. There's a reason he walked. And good for him, dude, for getting a chance of making the most. But like, when he's in the game, you're limited. Like, you are. You just are. But that was awesome that he had that run.
How about this? Great from Jeff Nowak from The Advocate. Great follow for anybody who loves Louisiana sports.
Yeah, what's up, Jeff? Shout out, man.
Ty Davis Price had the name Brooke on his left eye black. So who is Brooke? His 3-month-old daughter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shout out Ty TDP, man. Now a LSU record holder.
By the way,
created the win today. Put the team on his back with a 3-month-old at home, and now he gets to go hug and kiss that baby. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, man. That's that shit that I like.
Bro.
That's that beautiful life and sports intertwining shit.
So before that run, Josh Williams' only other touch was the screenplay where they lost 5 yards.
Oh, well, that was a disaster series, too. They had the screen, and then they had the wide receiver screen that got blown the fuck up.
That was the second down play.
Yeah.
And then the third down play was the 71-yard touchdown that got called back.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I mean, whatever. LSU beat Florida today, man. Like, it's been a disaster of a season.
Fuck you, Florida.
There's not going to be great moments from here. This is probably going to be the one that when you look back at the season, you're going to go, fuck yeah, that was awesome.
You got Ole Miss too last year.
It was like 2014, man. 2014 was a disastrous year, but you went down to the swamp. You improbably converted on 4th and 28, and then Colby Delahousse hits the game winner, and it was awesome, dude. Like, just enjoy. Like, this is what we talked about isn't this what we talked about maybe 2 weeks ago or last week? Like, you get 12 football Saturdays, man. You get 12 of them. We spend 8 months, like, just pining over this, and then they come, and, man, I'm just going to, like, I'm going to live in a moment on a Saturday and enjoy watching the game. Like, it was so fun being here. Every time LSU made a play, the place erupted. People are high-fiving. It was just fun, man. It's fun.
It's why football is what it is to our culture, because it's so much fucking fun getting together with a bunch of strangers, but you have the same rooting interests, and you are united mentally. You are on the same mental and emotional wavelength, and you ride and die together. And today, you fucking lived, and Florida died. Fuck you, Florida.
Dude, I forgot first possession. LSU had a punt blocked.
Yes, it was horrible, bro. Out the gates. I might have erased it, but like one of my early notes was like, God damn, this thing could get out of hand.
We were all expecting it. Like, when you're expecting the worst, like, and bad things happen, you're like, well, here we go. And then, but every time today they had an answer, which was awesome. By the way, shout out to everybody. Do us a solid. Michael Terry, what's up, Michael Terry? Do us a solid. Y'all know the drill. I forgot to say this earlier. Let's do the toast again for everybody who's maybe just joining us.
I need another coconut margarita. Jake, can you take care of me in a second?
Snap a photo, please, if you would. Taking a toast with us. Snap a photo of what's in your glass, of you watching us. Tweet it.
Yep.
Tag me, tag T-Bob. We'd love to retweet you, to share, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. We appreciate y'all so much. Cheers. Go Tigers.
Matt, what pairs well, too, with this coconut margarita is this Oliva Connecticut Reserve cigar.
You are so drunk you couldn't even say Connecticut.
A luscious blend of premium Nicaraguan tobacco that will make your mouth water. The wrapper offers a creamy flavor and mouthfeel. The Cuban seed Nicaraguan long fillers add a bold punch that will leave you wanting more. Much like me in the bedroom. Drape your palate in thick flavors.
You will always be longing for more when you're in the bedroom with T-Bob.
But I won't be longing for more. I got my job. I'm happy. That's the point, right? Drape your palate in thick flavors of coffee, wood, and sweetness. You're welcome. The Oliva Connecticut Reserve.
How many likes we got on YouTube? Smash the like button, YouTube. 1,500 watching on YouTube.
Wait, here we go. If you want Jack Mashburn on scholarship, smash the like button.
1621 watching, and we've got 766 likes. Let's get over 1,000 likes. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. If you're on mobile, X out of the chat, hit the thumbs up. You'll see live chat. Tap it again. Your comments will populate right back up. Please smash that like button. It helps with all of the algorithm and all that good stuff. So smash the like button. We appreciate you greatly for being there. All right, we've been saying it for an hour that we'll talk about the coaching stuff. Let's talk about the coaching stuff.
All right, let's do it.
You start.
Wow. That is a veteran bitch move right there. Good shit. Okay. And it's a weird conversation to have at this moment, obviously, right? Because, like you said, nobody wants to be the rainmaker here. I obviously, it still feels like change is inevitable. There's a lot of smoke that a lot of the details of said change have been hammered out in terms of the exit plan. I think this delays it, right? I mean, you're not going to make a move tomorrow now, right? Like, if you lost this game, I feel confident a move would have been announced tomorrow.
So I don't know that anything reputable has been reported yet. And I've never been and have no desire to be breaking news guy. That's not my thing. I leave that to dudes that break news.
Yeah.
I do more sourcing than you do. Because my whole thing is when I talk, I want to be right.
Oh my God.
No. Like I don't want to. My point is. No. Don't misunderstand. Don't go that way. I don't want to give out bad information. Is my point. I don't want to have information, frame it as an opinion, and then be wrong. Okay. Like because that's a death knell in this business. So I'm not talking about just being wrong about picking the game. Fuck. I mean, look, I picked LSU to win today. They lost. Sometimes that shit happens. Like that's different than like when you're talking about the process that LSU may take in a coaching search, okay? There's a difference in that. Like, opinions are one thing. There's just been – last week on Monday, the Monday after the Auburn loss, it was made very clear to me that Scott Woodward had no desire to make a change during the season. Not his M.O. Didn't do it at Tyre Willingham finished out an 0-12 season. Kevin Sumlin finished out his season at A&M. midweek last week after the coaches show with the prank caller and all that stuff, things had gotten very volatile, and it felt like they had a plan in place to move on after the loss to Kentucky. Mickey Joseph was going to be the interim. Like, those conversations were had. I'm very confident saying that. They lost to Kentucky, but very clearly they didn't make a move, and I think a big part of it is they weren't super confident in who they had as a interim option. What's very interesting is you have two different powers at play. You've got Scott Woodward, and you also have a new president, William Tate, who I have no problem saying this publicly. William Tate has inserted himself into this decision. He is not going to be a passive university president who just allows the AD to do whatever. He wants to be involved in this, and that's happened. So Scott Woodward not only is making decisions that he likes to do tactfully, he now also has, who ultimately truly is his boss, overseeing this and trying to insert himself into the discussion. I think it's pretty. What I am confident saying today, definitively, is that Ed Ogeron is not going to be LSU's coach next year, and that everyone within university administration, athletic administration, and the football program knows that already. They know it. They know Ed's not going to be back. I think the bigger thing that is unclear right now is how they proceed with that. Do they make an announcement tomorrow, which some have speculated that could be the case? One other thing I'll throw out there, and I think this decision would have been much easier had they not won this game.
Yeah.
I think had they lost this game, an announcement was coming tomorrow that Ed Ogeron was going to be out. But,
okay, so you do agree with that original point
and that's still
positive.
That still may happen. But one thing I do want to throw out there that I don't think anyone has mentioned, but I don't mind saying here now, is when Scott Woodward was the AD at the University of Washington and Ty Willingham was the coach, after Game 7, they started 0-7. And by the way, this was the 7th game of the season. After Game 7, they announced that Ty Willingham would not be back as head coach, but that he would finish the season. And I think that is at least a very realistic option for LSU, that they could announce Ed Ogeron won't be back, but that he'd finish the season. We can talk about our opinion on that as an option and as a how procedurally that worked, whatever. We can all talk about that. But I think that is a very realistic option. And
I don't see how you make an announcement this week now, though.
I think if your decision is made, the risk you run is that leaking. I'm the guy.
It kind of already
but nobody's reported it yet. And I'm the guy who said over and over, Scott Woodward.
I need a roach clip.
Scott Woodward is thoughtful and tactful and smart and all that sort of stuff. And a big part of that is controlling the message.
Smoking this thing like LSU smoked Florida's ass.
And if you want to control the message, you need to be out in front of things. And as opposed to allowing the public narrative to build, and then you're playing damage control. That's what LSU did under Joe Oliva in 2015. That's a problem. So that's why you get out in front of things. But I think the very tricky thing here is, and this is quite honestly where I or you or anybody doesn't know fully, because this is the first time with William Tate as president that LSU's making a huge hire. Yeah. And we have no idea what his involvement is going to be, what it's going to be like. So I think that's that's created a lot of ambiguity right now as how they proceed. But I just want to throw that out there to say that is at least, I want to be very clear, that is at least a very realistic option at this point, because we've seen Scott Woodward do that before, where they announced a coach wouldn't return but allowed him to finish the season, and that could very well happen here.
I think that's a very realistic option. I just don't think you can do it after a win like this.
Why?
No, I mean, actually, it's not a bad response.
If it's what you're doing, if that's what you plan to do, and you want to be in front of the news cycle, why not?
Okay, so I guess the only why not, you're right. It probably would not matter unless LSU pulled off some crazy upset victory, right? Like you beat Bama. I'm not saying that shit's going to happen, obviously, right? I don't think that shit's going to happen. That would maybe be because then maybe you run the risk of making him a martyr, kind of how Coach Miles was, and he's hanging out there in the wind. But like if the team plays well, then it's like, oh well, what the fuck are you doing? Like you fired this guy already, but they've won these games. Like that's the only way it blows up in your face. You're right. The odds are probably in your favor that if you announce it, nothing comes of it, and like it doesn't blow up in your face.
But isn't that
a small opportunity?
But isn't that where we go back to where we started today? I think someone asked the question.
Hey, Jakey, baby.
T-Bob got his coconut margarita.
Coconut margarita is delicious.
Drink of the day.
Drink of the day.
Or you can just drink Sazerac Dry Neat, which is a good option.
You like that whiskey video I sent you? Neat.
Oh, the TikTok. That was good.
TikTok.
Yeah,
What was it? It was like neat. Needs everybody's attention to how badass I am. I feel you. I drink tequila neat for the same reason. It's just a flex on all you pussies out there that put ice in your drink. You little bitches. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think that's it at all.
Drink however you want to drink.
I agree totally. I say enjoy whatever spirit you enjoy. However you want to enjoy it. It's 20. He's saying 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Hey, by the way, do this. 2-0.
Well, he did do 2-0 with, two different hands.
Yeah, but that's, Like normally he'll do like this or something like that.
Okay,
like,
I think it's finally time to say.
I think
it's time to say goodnight. Just
give it a
more,
kiss. Give it a kiss. Give it a kiss. There it is. There it is. Shout out to Don Juan Cigar Bar. We appreciate them so much for having us. All right, the rest of the show, let's just do comments. Rest of the show, you read some YouTube comments. Rest of the show, we're just doing your comments.
Another super chat here from Taylor Slay. Seems like tackling's going to continue to plague this team this year, but a good win it was. Real grit by this team. I don't know that tackling's been a problem all year. It has shown up at times. It showed up at portions of today's game, definitely. But there's been games where I felt like they tackled great, right? Mississippi State, I thought they did excellent.
By the way, this is amazing.
The Connecticut, the Oliva Connecticut.
Oliva is amazing.
It's a tasty cigar.
Yeah.
I think it's the hardwood mouthfeel that does it for me.
And leather. What is it, leather?
I don't know if leather's in this one. It's always been an interesting thing. It's like, okay, I've never thought about, like, licking leather. I did used to lick seatbelts as a kid. I used to love sucking on the metal part of the seatbelt. Oh, my God. Shit tastes so good.
We've got to get Flynn Foster up here.
Why?
Because he's a giant cigar guy.
Oh, yeah.
President of Guarantee Media. Where
I'm
is
not
he?
saying, do we want the boss right over our shoulder?
Yes, he watches. Like a couple weeks ago when you were
just kidding, Flynn. You're my fucking boy.
A couple of weeks ago when you were telling me to take out my balls, he texted me. He's like, "Please don't take out your balls." I'm like, "Flynn, I'm not going to take my balls."
That still would have been funny if you go straight sack with no shaft. It's one of the weirdest things you can do, in my opinion.
Okay.
You guys need to get a room. Thomas Primo says, Matt, of the staff in place, who stays?
So I firmly believe that you give a coach autonomy to hire whoever he wants.
Yeah, you almost have to.
In 05,
even though Auburn didn't.
In 05, well, LSU did in 05.
Yeah.
Skip, basically, Jimbo interviewed for the head coaching job. Skip's going on the record about this, by the way. Didn't think Jimbo was ready to be a head coach, but basically told Les he's going to stay as OC. And they did. And, look, they, for a couple of years, butted heads a lot about what they want to do offensively. I think you let a coach hire his staff and live and or die by his hires. So, now if it's me, any coach is a moron if you let Corey Raymond walk. He is the godfather of DBU. These guys come to play for Corey. If you don't retain Corey, you're a moron. I don't care who it is. Number two,
Brad Davis is mighty interested.
I am very curious about Brad Davis because he's a Baton Rouge guy, hell of a recruiter, great reputation as a fundamental technical offensive line coach.
You've seen some development out of Dellinger. You've seen development out of Bradford. Yeah. Marlon Martinez showed development today. So that's the growth that has been absent the last couple of years with these young cats. And with Dellinger specifically, it's like you can't say, oh, well, it's just that overtime thing. No, because Dellinger's brand new. And you've seen him get much better since the beginning of the year to now.
And then I've said it before, but I don't know if this is realistic, but I think Greg McMahon has been an amazing – I think Greg McMahon has been Ed Orgeron's best hire. LSU special – Cade York.
Yeah, that's fair.
He went and found Cole Tracy. He went and found Avery Atkins as a walk-on. Like, that dude has hit on special teams everything he's done. I know they had a blocked punt today for the first. But anyway, Greg McMahon.
Well, Avery Atkins had a bad day. If we're talking about the game, Avery Atkins really struggled.
You and I weren't in the stadium.
Punting into the wind. That is
you and I
true.
weren't in the stadium, and they said on TV like he was punting into the wind. They made a point.
And the wind did fuck up Max. Like, he's already not the most accurate, and the wind fucked him. And like we said earlier at the top of the show, there is no greater enemy to a quarterback than wind.
According to the canon.
Nothing matters. According to the canon.
According to the canon.
Me. That is not me saying that. That is someone who played 15 years of professional quarterback in all different environments.
Let's see. Bruce Parker said Mel Tucker. I don't hate it.
Bro, I've been in a little bit of a Mel Tucker hole. And
okay, what do you think?
Mel
Tucker's at Michigan State. Went to Michigan State from Georgia.
Yep.
SEC roots.
Well, Colorado first, remember?
Yeah, amazing recruit. But he had been at Georgia, is what I'm saying. He's got SEC roots.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and he's got both the Saban and the Smart Staff stuff going on. He understands emulating the Alabama recruiting model. He did an incredible job of remaking Michigan State with the transfer portal, like we said. There's just a lot to like about him. He's got NFL experience. He was an interim head coach in the NFL. He was a DC in the NFL. He played in college. I don't think you can completely ignore this factor, though we don't have to go too much into it. But I think
I'll say it.
An African-American coach,
he's a black head coach,
would be awesome.
And
a black head coach at LSU would be great.
Think about what I said earlier. William Tate, the president of the university, the first black president at LSU, is inserting himself in here. I think there is a degree of a legacy hire there. Some will push back against that. Personally, I don't care if you're white, black, whatever, just hire the best coach. My personal choice of all the names I've been told would be James Franklin, who happens to be a black man as well. I think James Franklin would slay here. Dude won at Vanderbilt. He is gregarious. He would annihilate with media and fans, recruiting. He has a condo at 30A. A lot of people don't know this, but he loves the Gulf Coast. During quarantine, he spent all of quarantine down at 30A. Baton Rouge ain't too far from Destin, bro. That's, 4 hours? So I know he's a Pennsylvania guy who's at Penn State, but when was the last time Penn State played for a title? 81? Do
you think it's
82?
Do you think it's finish your thoughts on Franklin first.
I love James. Great offensive mind, great recruiter, been in the SEC. He checks every box for me. He's won at multiple places. And given what we've talked about with Ogeron and Miles not being necessarily great fundamental coaches that have won championships, I think James Franklin would be awesome here. He would actually be at the top of my list of realistic candidates.
And Mel Tucker was on the LSU staff in 2000. I forgot that. He was a DB coach for Saban in 2000 before he left.
If you go back and look at Saban's staff, man, the guys on his LSU staff that have been head coaches from Kirby, who was a GA, and even Derek Dooley.
So in this Mel Tucker hole that I fell into, there was actually a fascinating article where everything kind of crossed paths and you see why Alabama took off like a rocket ship in 2011, and it had to do with they were just so far ahead of the recruiting model. And Tucker has taken that model, and he's not only applied it to Michigan State from a high school recruiting standpoint, but again, how they handled the transfer portal was very forward-thinking. But can Mel Tucker realistically
Deshaun Moore, LSU needs more day games.
Can Mel Tucker realistically
11 a.m., let's do it.
Can Mel Tucker realistically leave Michigan State, though, after leaving Kentucky, or after leaving Colorado like he did?
He's making 5.5. If you're LSU, whoever your guy is, you make it happen. If you're going to pay Ogeron what you're going to pay him to move him and his staff out, you're going to get your guy. And one thing Woodward is amazing at is knowing what phone calls to make. At this point, I even know the person he called to get the Ogeron buyout done. Woodward is that guy. Let me give you another example that we've seen manifest. Kim Mulkey. Woodward knew the calls to make to get – they're paying Kim Mulkey 2-3?
I think so, yeah, something like that.
You're paying the women's back – you were paying Nikki Fargas $700K.
Yeah.
You're paying Mulkey a 3X on that number.
Oh, crypto 3X, boom, 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 boom.
Shout out Gamecoin. My point is, Scott Woodward knows what he's doing. The money thing, he will make happen. Dude, this dude went and got Jimbo the 10-year, $75 million deal at A&M. The money thing isn't going to be an issue. It's can you convince the guy you want to come take your job?
Yeah.
The thing with Franklin
do you
is
think there's any hesitance from these guys because LSU remains a top 5 job in the country, golden opportunity. So no hesitance that you moved on from a coach so fast after 2 years.
Nope. I think everyone in the coaching profession understands what's happened here.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
And there are, I get it. There are fans that push back and they're like, and there are Ogeron supporters. Those are dwindling, but I do understand. When you're in it internally, you understand a lot of what has happened here. He has had a lot of failed hires. The track record is what it is as far as hiring, roster management, etc. Like why they're moving on from Ogeron, because they don't think the success model can be replicated with this coach. So whether you agree or disagree, you and I disagree, I understand. But my point is, from an outsider's coach perspective, they're not concerned about that. They're looking at LSU you're the only Power 5 in a talent-rich state. You can recruit like mad. The last 3 coaches have won titles. You've played for 4 titles since 2003, won 3 of them. The only team that's done more than that is Bama. Like, there are resources, facilities, revenue, all of it. It's all there to win.
It's like we keep talking about. The power of LSU is in the soil. It's not tied. It's not tied to like Tennessee. A lot of that was tied to like Phil Fulmer and the brand, and they just dominated for an era. LSU's dominance ever since 2000, when Nick Saban revealed the full potential. I do believe that LSU's dominance is built into, like you're saying, it's inherent.
Justin McVicker said, what about Luke Fickell? So I don't mind, because I feel
yeah, well, also Taylor Slay super chat, would Luke Fickell leave Cincy for LSU job and make it to the playoffs this year?
Here's what I was told about Fickell. LSU, there are people high up at LSU that he's their number one choice. Not the ultimate decision maker, but there are influential people who want Fickell.
Also, there was some. Sorry, go ahead.
Fickell, what I was told, is not interested in LSU. He would be more interested in staying put at Cincinnati and waiting for Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, one of those. And remember, Cincinnati's going to the Big 12. Cincinnati's going to be in the Power 5. Like, he's not itching to leave a situation where he's rolling to move his family. He's got 6 kids, 2 sets of twins, to go to a place where he's not familiar. I think sometimes, like, that was the Marcus Freeman thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, Marcus Freeman was choosing between LSU and Notre Dame. That's a guy from the Midwest who wanted to be in the Midwest.
And
so, like,
sometimes do you think he had all kind of sensed maybe that
yes.
It was not a ideal situation.
Yes.
It was a little fragile.
Yes. Clifford Moore said, what about Mark Stoops? That's a non-starter.
Van Lathan, Super Chat, Matt, stop shading T-Bob, a bunch of crying emojis. I agree, Van. Thank you.
What did I do?
Paris Scott.
When did I shade you?
You were just being yourself.
What specifically?
Oh, I don't know, dude.
Enneagram 8, bro.
Why can't we blitz? Why can't we make defensive adjustments in the second half? Again, not blitzing was a choice to play. They didn't want to open up running lanes, open up big plays. Now, granted, it didn't really work anyway, but it was their choice. The defensive adjustment. Look, Dan Mullen's a fucking – I am shocked. Be happy for the stops that you got, because somewhere I think, Matt, in like the third quarter or even the second quarter, I wrote that I had the feeling that Dan Mullen was about to eat Durante Jones alive. And he ended up doing it in the second half, but at least you held him off enough. We got the Luke Fickell one. Ultra Raider chat's getting horny. He says, buy yourselves a drink and make sure that beautiful bartender comes over to the camera and says, hi. Ultra, that's a bonk. That's a bonk. Calm down now. Calm down. Laurel's awesome, though. She's an ass kicker. If you want to see Laurel, you could come into the Don Juan Cigar Bar and go tip her and give her a drink.
She's so sweet. She's been awesome to us all year.
And then the Rage Comedy Club says, T-Bob, you're the reason I watch postgame. Classy, energized, and logical. Keep being you, bro. Suck that tiger dick, Florida, and go Tigers. I mean, geez, Rage Comedy Club, you're a fucking genius. I don't know what else to say.
He's on YouTube as Rage Comedy Club.
Yeah, which is like
fucking awesome.
A badass name.
It's totally cool. On your birth certificate, I'm sure. Someone at Josh Kretzer asked about Billy Napier. I think Billy Napier is a great coach. By the way, Kentucky scored. It's 14-7. Georgia. I think Napier is an interesting. I think Napier could do great here. I just don't think they're going to hire a group of 5 coach.
Okay, Joe Delmonico says, Scono and Steve, apology for shading him about not researching info. Yeah, you do. That was very mean.
About not researching info?
Yep. About not citing my sources. Granted, I don't really do a lot of digging.
You've acknowledged that.
To Matt's point, I don't do digging.
No, he's said
I don't like text board members.
You've even said that on Scone and T.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking around.
That's a difference.
That is true. That is true.
Listen, in this job, you rely on your strengths. T-Bob played. Like, he can watch game film and look at blocking scheme and fits and shit like that and talk about that intelligently.
Yeah, not coverages, but I can do the box stuff. I don't look inside the box.
I think the majority of the audience doesn't give a fuck about that. Which is true, like the nuance of a blocking scheme.
Yeah.
But there is a place for that. Like I try to vet what I can to get information that I can to lean on people who know stuff that I don't know.
Wait, what did you say about the Napier thing?
I don't think LSU is going to hire a group of 5 coaches. People always respond, well, then what about Fickell? Fickell feels like the singular outlier, if that makes sense. The other name that sometimes gets thrown around is Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say.
And I'll tell you, Jamie Chadwell is someone who would be on LSU's list, but almost like where Jay Johnson was in baseball. Where
I said that earlier.
He's like the eighth choice. If you get down your list and you need that guy,
and you need to go for like a riser, you're like,
that's your guy.
See, okay, but thank you for saying that, because that's my point with Napier. It's like, okay, if we're so enamored with Napier, and he's done a hell of a job, but objectively, Chadwell has done an even better job.
Yeah.
In maybe a worse situation. I mean, I don't know Coastal like that, but
Bro, Coastal Carolina wasn't even an FBS school till like.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
And now they're the Sun Belt power.
Yeah.
Like, they are the Sun Belt power. So
I do know this.
So like me, I would be Chadwell then Napier.
I do know this. Billy Napier wants the LSU job. He's not going to get it, but he wants it. I also know Lane Kiffin wants the LSU job. So when you hear people saying Lane Kiffin and he's going to bring Barry Odom with him, and like, that's Lane Kiffin or Jimmy Sexton, like, feeding that to people because he's stumping for it. But if you're stumping for a job, it's generally because you're not going to get it, and you need to generate some type of attention and buzz around you. Like, I'll give you this analogy. Like, when LSU hired Trent Johnson in basketball years ago, you remember Reggie Theus, who was on the show? He played in the pros. Reggie Theus was on. What was the basketball show? It was a Saturday morning show with the girl who played basketball on his team. He was.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh God, dog! Someone tell me what show I'm thinking of here. Hoop.
I had to break.
Somebody post it.
I had to put webcam HD.xyz in timeout. They're talking about satisfying our wishes online. You get one horny comment, and then the webcam people come in. I mean, Jesus
Reggie
Christ.
Theus, long story short, Reggie Theus wanted the LSU job. He came on my radio show at the time in 08, 09, whatever that was, to stump for the LSU job. If you have to go on a radio show to stump for a job, you're not getting the job.
Yeah.
You're trying to throw your name out there. Anyway.
JD Ball 1 says, didn't Will Wade stump for the LSU job? I don't know.
That was Will Wade was a hire made by Joe Lee was the AD, but Eddie Nunez.
Inside stuff is what people are saying. NBA inside
No,
stuff.
not NBA inside stuff. It was a Saturday morning.
Hang time.
Hang time. Thank you,
Hang time.
Earl Kiger.
Devin Steve says hang time.
Hang
as
time.
well.
That was it.
So
hang
did
time.
Woo Pop and Brian Truard. And Len King.
Who did you ask me about?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
I'm pretty hyped on Mel Tucker. Or I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, because what I've been consistently saying is that I don't know shit about hiring. I have no trust in the hiring process. And because of that, I can almost talk myself into any hire, as evidence about how I talk myself into Peets and Jones and all these other things. And now I have objective information that says that maybe that was flawed. Right?
But I also think that is the natural feeling from a fan or any fan base, is to convince yourself, is to err to the positive and convince yourself of why it will work instead of why it won't.
And that's just how my personality skews.
And my personality is the other way, to try to look at not the negative but the objective, to say, okay, here's why this can work. And so with Pete specifically, I said, like, I did not like the Scott Linehan hire.
Yeah.
You went from – people forget this. Jerry Sullivan was the first time Ed hired a passing game coordinator. And that got to the point where by the end of that season, Ensminger was literally like, get out of the booth.
Yeah, no, Sullivan was horrible.
It was like literally, get out of the booth. You're not here anymore. Go on the field. Just get the fuck away.
7-man protection, and 3-man routes constantly.
You have no benefit. Just get out. Just get out.
I gotta piss. Hey, go to the Relaxation Company and go get a massage, y'all.
You said massage. You reverted. Damn it, dude. What's wrong with you?
You let your guard down for 1 second.
That's what happened.
know, dude.
Why do you have to piss every time?
Massage.
It's 90 minutes. Why do you have to piss every time? How much more time we got? We got like 5 minutes.
I know. I kept trying to hold it. I couldn't help it.
Just get the fuck out of here. Go pee.
You want to open your mouth? I don't have to go to the bathroom.
Jesus, piss on yourself. Just piss on yourself, you fucking ogre. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what we were talking about. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. Thank you so much, by the way, for everybody who's watching. There was a comment that said over 2,000 watching after a loss, and we got like 1,500 after a win. We're a miserable fan base. I just think that's the nature of people. Like, you emote more negatively. 1475 still watching on YouTube. We have hit 1,000 likes, so thank y'all so much. Y'all fucking rock. We appreciate that so much. Facebook 369 watching. We appreciate that. Like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Jason Young, Don Juan stocked up on chicken cock. I don't believe they have chicken cock here at Don Juan. For those that don't know, chicken cock is a whiskey. It's called chicken cock. You can buy it at Calandro's, however. William Hodges, take it home, Matt. I'd love to. Gwen Ensminger said T-Bob has a girl bladder. He does, in fact. Bro, how are you such a fast pisser? Do you actually have to piss?
I'm like a racehorse. Comes out like a jet stream.
I mean, mine does,
and I wash
too.
my hands. Smell my hands.
You did not wash.
Yes, I did.
You did like 4 seconds, like boom. And
Yeah. I mean, I didn't sing the Happy Birthday song.
How did you pee so fast?
Because I'm like a fucking racehorse in more ways than one. Huh.
Like, my stream literally won't end that quickly.
I love this. Alex Jr. 28 was T-Bob playing tennis earlier. I do have my Wimbledon outfit on. I have all white under on.
So where we were was, Scott, so they went from, we were talking about coaching hires and being objective, positive, negative, whatever. Sullivan sucked, right? It was terrible. They went to Joe Brady, so they went younger. They went younger.
Yeah.
It's my.
Well, and also Joe Brady's just an outlier. Because
No, wait, hang on. My theory is, I call it the native language theory.
Oh.
You will appreciate this. The way you think, you will appreciate this. Okay. No matter how much I study Spanish, I will never speak it as well as someone who that's their native language.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
With Joe Brady, when you're 30 years old, the only thing you have known in football is RPO game. Like, you came up in that. It's your native language in football. Steve Ensminger could learn as much as he wanted, but he was never going to know it as fluently as Brady.
Yeah.
So I liked bringing Brady to complement Ensminger. Well, that worked so well, and then Brady leaves for the NFL, and what did Ogeron do? Instead of going to get, that would have been the time to hire Peets to complement Ensminger. Hire Peets as passing game coordinator, sit next to Ensminger while he called plays to learn that. But instead, he reverted to, let me go hire the old, washed-up fucking old guy in Linehan who gave you nothing.
Yeah.
And then this year, he went to, two noobs with Mangus and Peets, and it's just not worked. You have nobody that's called plays before.
No.
So you're deficient.
Yeah.
So when they hired Peets, my point was I love going younger, but you're taking a giant risk hiring a guy that's never called plays.
Well, I mean, it's like
you can say both.
Everything I talked about coming into this game remains
2
true. Yeah, everything I talked
warning.
about coming into this game remains true. Where I still think that that I completely lost my train of thought.
Doesn't matter.
So go to the
Stephen
Relaxation Company. Huge shout out.
Stephen Beach, LOL, Matt. Y'all have a damn great show.
Oh, thank you, man. That's very kind. And
Appreciate
listen
that.
to the Moscona and T podcast.
Gwen, thanks for watching as well. Before I forget, we got less than 2 minutes, so let me just shout it again. Don Juan Cigar Bar here in Town Center, our home for whiskey and wine. We're so grateful to them. The Don Juan Cigar Company, the retail shop next door, giant walk-in humidor. Buy all of your cigars here. Great spot in Town Center. If you're looking at, if you're in Town Center and you're looking at Whole Foods, directly to the right, you'll see Don Juan. And Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, the links for our sponsors are in the description. So please support our sponsors. Awesome people. They're the reason we get to do this and have fun. And the reason Guarantee lets us do this is because we make money, and the reason we make money for the company is because of our sponsors.
Yep. RelaxationCompany.org. Pelican Boy and Gonzalez. Go get a massage. They got a new cryo machine. You literally can take inches off your waist. And right now, you can get up to $600 off. So go check out what they can offer you. Damn, okay, Georgia doesn't look like you don't cover, man.
What do you like this evening? You playing anything?
It's been a bad day
Purdue
for
score?
boy.
I played Purdue.
I got
plus
Baylor
11.
over Purdue. No, sorry. I took Iowa, and I think Purdue's. I think it's.
I got
going
Purdue
well
plus
Purdue.
11.
I'm off.
What happened with
base on
A&M?
everything.
My two plays today were A&M.
A&M murdered him.
I had my two plays were A&M and Purdue. I went heavy on those two today. I like.
Well, you made it. You made it on A&M. Wait,
and I'm winning. And I'm
what
winning
is
on
the
Purdue.
Tennessee score? What's the Tennessee score?
That's tonight, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Is it not on?
That's
yet?
tonight. By the way, Auburn beat Arkansas
Oh my God.
by 15.
Oh my God.
The Arkin frauds,
Okay.
the Razor frauds.
Okay.
By the way,
John P. Another.
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Another horny bonk. He says, "What's the bartender
Fuck
name?
you.
Need to stalk her Facebook." Calm down, John. Calm down, John. I'm going to put you in timeout in the chat right now.
I told you Arkin fraud was going to lose. Frauds. Don't you tell me what to do.
Yeah, tell him what to do, Jake.
You fucking tell me what to do.
Tell him what to
I'll
do.
do whatever the fuck I want to
Say
do.
cut it. Say wrap it up, bitch.
We could stay on Facebook.
Wrap it up, bitch.
You want to stay on Facebook? You want to just
No, I think we go. I think we go.
Are we done? Wait. or we got to wrap? Okay, we got to wrap. Love you so much. Thank you for watching. YouTube, smash the like. Facebook, like and share. Don't be square. Like and share, like and share. Go Tigers 49-42. Fuck yes, dude.
Fuck.